All right. Hey there. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Good morning. If it's afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today is Friday. It is chest and bicep day for me at the gym today, but it is also Learn Some Chinese Day. All right. And that's every day. That should be every day. So wherever you are, I want to know who you are and where you are. Let me know in the chat what's your name, where you're tuning in from. On the screen, let's see, what do you see right here? 欢迎, that means welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kenan Heppy. Some people refer to me as the Chinese Tones Guy. I learned Chinese as an adult from zero, and Chinese really helped all of my dreams come true. I believe Chinese can help you unlock your dreams as well. Chinese helped me become a pretty well-known actor in China. So again, I learned Chinese as an adult from zero, and I stacked that on top of my skills in acting, and I ended up becoming pretty well known on Chinese social media, and I was invited to play leading roles in films and TV shows. Maybe I can show you a couple clips of that just so you can see. So here are some clips of me, and I had to cut the music out because of copyright reasons. But anyway, there's me in the Chinese three-body problem, the original three-body problem. It's basically the biggest sci-fi IP that China has, kind of like the Star Wars of China. Here's me in various commercials. That was me as the Lay's chips guy. That was actually not done in China. That was in the US. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. All right, welcome in. We're going to learn some Chinese today. As you can see above on screen, you're seeing a bunch of clips of me in Chinese movies and TV shows. Really, a ton of my dreams came true because of Chinese, so I'm now passionate about helping other people learn Chinese to help their dreams come true. You can take your skill to the Chinese market or address the China market wherever you are, right? If you're in real estate, if you're in business, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, whatever it is, you have some kind of skill, right? If you stack Mandarin Chinese on top of that skill, you are going to make yourself more competitive in the workplace, easier to hire, more difficult to fire. And in today's economy, isn't that what we really need, right? Make yourself more valuable for companies or your own business by learning Chinese and stacking that on top of your pre-existing skills. All right, so in today's live stream, what are we going to do? We are going to read some news, pretty much some breaking news that came out in China within the past 24 hours. Okay, let me turn on my pen here, get that out of eraser mode. So we're going to go over some news. It'll be suitable for all levels. So whether you are just starting out or if you have learned a little bit of Chinese or if you're an advanced speaker, there is going to be something in this lesson for you. All right. We're going to read some Chinese news. We're going to play some matching games, do some reading, and there will be some extras. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me get out of mark mode. All right. I see Kayla in the house. I see Nina in the house. Okay, so here is our news. Here's our news headline. So I'm going to read this. So I'm going to read through this news article first. This is news that came out less than 24 hours ago, right? China is about 15 or 16 hours ahead of the US, depending on what time zone you're in. Could also be 14 hours ahead or whatever. But the 15th in China, right? So here we go. 特朗普称普特会有25%几率不成功。新华社, or that was the headline, okay? So the headline is the portion that I have circled right here. And by the way, if you are in the chat, please let us know who you are, where you're from, and why are you learning Mandarin Chinese. Okay, I'm going to read through this. I would like you to focus on my tones and pronunciation. All right, obviously, we want to pick out the words and the vocabulary. We want to learn some new words, but let's tune our ears into the tones. We really, really, really want to build a rock solid foundation of tones and pronunciation. If you perfect your tones and pronunciation more toward the beginning of your Mandarin learning journey, you will become fluent much more quickly. And you'll become much more professionally useful, even with a smaller vocabulary set, because you'll be easy to understand. All right, people won't have to guess what you're thinking. You'll be able to communicate clearly. All right. Oh, what's up, Drew? How's it going? Okay. So the headline, 特朗普称普特会有25%几率不成功. That's the headline. So now let's read the article. 新华社美国安克雷奇8月14日电记者高山谭晶晶，美国总统特朗普14日说，他俄罗斯总统普京15日将在美国阿拉斯加州举行的会晤有25%的几率不成功。目前，俄乌双方均表示不会在领土问题上让步。All right, that is the article. I'll read through that one more time, and maybe it'll help if you can see the article a little more clearly. So I'll flip this. Okay, so this is what we're reading right here. Okay. 特朗普称，普特会有25%几率不成功。新华社美国安克雷奇8月14日电记者高山谭晶晶，美国总统特朗普14日说，他俄罗斯总统普京15日将在美国阿拉斯加州举行的会晤有25%的几率不成功。目前，俄乌双方均表示不会在领土问题上让步。All right. That's the article. So let's try to make sense of what that is. We have some new viewers in the chat. Pepito, hello everyone. I'm from Argentina. I want to learn Chinese because I'm very keen on its culture and history. That is awesome. Welcome. You are in the right place, my friend. You are in the right place. That is what we do here. That is what we do here. You are in the right place. Let's see. Hi. Let's see. Let's do a poll. I'm starting a poll, everybody. So the question is, I want to speak Chinese. Is this 100% like you know you are all in on this, or you're still thinking about it? All right, go ahead and vote in that poll. So we just read through the article. We are going to learn some of the vocabulary that was in this article. And what we want to do is we want to focus on the tones. Okay, we're going to focus on the tones and really make sure we're learning these vocabulary words correctly. So what you see on screen right now, and maybe I can make it a little more visible. I can pull it up top. You guys, everybody, right here. The 4 tones of Mandarin Chinese. Okay, you don't have to be a super genius to learn Mandarin Chinese. You just need to be able to hear 4 relative tones and a neutral tone, but the tones are right here, okay? So what does this mean? This high, medium, low. What does that mean? That's our normal speaking range, okay? So when I'm just speaking, if I just find my regular voice, here's my voice, for me, that's medium. Okay? For you, it might be a different absolute pitch if your voice is naturally higher or naturally lower. Medium is whatever your normal speaking voice is, okay? So go ahead and find your normal speaking voice. Just say, hello, my name is, and then whatever your name is, right? You can say, hello, my name is Nina. Hello, my name is Kayla. Hello, my name is Pepito. All right, let's find our normal speaking voice. That's your medium. Okay. High. The first tone is high, flat, and unchanging. So that is toward the higher end of your normal speaking range. To hit that, we're not going into falsetto mode. We don't have to speak like that. That's not what we mean by high for the tones. Just toward the high end of your normal speaking range without breaking over that bridge. Okay? So for instance, with a syllable like gao, 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 for me that's first tone. Gao, gao. Go ahead and find your first tone. Gao. All right? Now the second tone, what happens with the second tone? That's the rising tone. All right? It starts, note where all of these begin. The second tone begins at your normal speaking range. And then as soon as you start speaking a syllable with a second tone, you start steadily rising and you end up toward the high end of your normal speaking range. Okay, let's try that with a syllable like ba. Ba, ba. Go ahead and try that. Repeat after me. Ba, ba, ba. Can you hear that? If it helps, you can draw the tone in the air as you say it. That can help your body really feel and internalize what it means to rise up in tone. Ba, 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 as opposed to ba, right? That would be going down. That's not what we're doing. Ba, ba. A little similar to how we raise the pitch of our voice when we're inflecting for a question, right? Okay, the third tone falls and rises. Okay, the third tone falls and rises, and it starts a little below our normal speaking pitch. A little below. Okay, so I'll do another one with ba, but this time with a third tone. Ba. And note how the third tone, if done perfectly, rises a little higher than where it started. Ba, ba. You try. Ba, ba. And you can draw that in the air as you do it too to practice. Ba, ba. Awesome, awesome. Okay, and then the fourth tone falls. So the fourth tone starts at the same level of pitch where the first tone starts. Check that out, right? Toward the high end of your normal speaking range, everybody. But the difference with the fourth tone is as soon as you begin pronouncing a syllable with the fourth tone, the tone starts falling. Okay, the tone starts falling. So we can do another one with ba, with the fourth tone. Ba, ba, ba. I'll slow it way down for you so you can hear it. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, that's the fourth tone. And you guys, you just learned all the tones in Mandarin Chinese. That's it. That's it. Let's see, Pepito says, let's see, what are the results of this poll? We have 13 votes. 13 votes. I wonder, can we get 20 votes? Because we have 49 people in the room. Have you not voted in the poll? Where's the poll? Where's the poll on the screen? Vote in the poll. Are we 100% all in learning Chinese? Or are we still thinking about it? Okay. So those are the 4 tones, everybody. We are learning Mandarin Chinese today. It is early on a Friday. Good. Again, let's go over some of this vocabulary. We'll go over some of the vocabulary now. Okay. 特朗普, that means Trump. 特朗普, that is how we say Donald Trump in Mandarin Chinese. 特朗普. Notice we have a fourth tone, a third tone, and a third tone. Okay. This actually gets pronounced as 4, 2, 3, because in Chinese, when you have two consecutive third tones, the first in the pair is pronounced with a second tone. And that's actually for our convenience. And that's what I love about Mandarin Chinese. When there's a rule, it's actually to help us and make things easier. It's not some arbitrary rule like in English that you just have to memorize, but you don't know the logic of it. So in Chinese, when you have two consecutive third tones, right? If we had to pronounce those third tones, we would say lang pu. And so it's more work. But when we pronounce it using that third tone Sandy rule, it becomes lang pu, lang pu. So it's more intuitive and it's less work for our voice. It actually becomes easier, okay? So it's not like silly arbitrary rules. Okay. So, 特朗普. Who's next? Putin. 普京. 普京. Third tone, first tone. 普京. 普京. Jasper says, this is good. I love it, Jasper. Thank you so much. Thank you. We got 21 votes in the poll. 21 votes in the poll. Let's see those poll results. We have 80% of the room saying they definitely want to speak Chinese. We got 19% or about 20% of the room still thinking about it. All right, well, let's help those people who are still on the fence realize that learning Mandarin Chinese can unlock some superpowers in real life. I was just talking to a good friend the other day about how Mandarin Chinese is perceived around the world and in the workplace. If you are the person in your company or in your community who can speak Mandarin Chinese, you are perceived as the person who's unlocked some kind of superpower. High IQ, has vision, has determination. It's kind of like seeing a person who's really, really fit, right? You can't fake it. When you see someone who has a very, very lean body, very muscular body, you understand that they're very dedicated. They have intense goals and they stick with it, and they have done a lot of work and they've found success. When you speak Mandarin Chinese, people understand there's no way to fake that. You can't buy that. That person understood the value of Mandarin Chinese. They were determined. They had follow through and they had the IQ to do it, right? And then you'll be able to add more value by actually incorporating it and helping either your company or your own business. We're back. Wow, that was crazy. Oh man. You guys, I bought a 150-foot Ethernet cable. Okay, I have hardwired connected myself in my workstation, in my garage, to the router. I'm not even using Wi-Fi. So I don't know what just happened. That was pretty bad though. I wonder, can we get a ton of comments in the chat? Let's try to get this livened back up so the algorithm knows that nothing crazy is going on. And again, my apologies about that. I wasn't even able to end the stream because my internet just completely cut out. It wasn't even a Wi-Fi issue. It was like the entire router, the entire modem. Anyway, now we're back. Oh my gosh. Learning Chinese for... What is the biggest reason we're learning Chinese? Is it... Here we go, everybody. I'm starting a poll. I want to see everybody's vote here. Okay, so why are we learning Chinese? Why are we learning Chinese? Is it for business? Is it for relationships? Is it for adventure? Is it for something else? Go ahead and let me know in the chat. And let's keep going over the vocabulary here. So we just keep going. In the article, we are going to see something that says 普特会, 普特会, which in Chinese is a way of simplifying a couple other words and creating a new term like Trump-Putin meeting. So remember, Trump is 特朗普. So focus on the 特 for Trump. And Putin, right, is 普京. So look at this. 普特会 is Trump-Putin meeting, or specifically because they put the 普 first, a Putin-Trump meeting. That is some of the beauty of Chinese logic. That's why actually a lot of words end up being just 2 syllables and sometimes 3 syllables, because they'll take other words and one character from each of them and make a new word, right? Scooby says, is there a reason why Putin is first? Who knows? Maybe they just wanted to make Trump a little angry. Because, yeah, maybe they just wanted to make him mad. Okay, so here we go. We're going to read this article again. See if you can pick out some of the words we just learned, all right? 特朗普称普特会有25%几率不成功。新华社美国安克雷奇8月14日电记者高山谭晶晶，美国总统 remember 美国总统特朗普14日说，他与俄罗斯总统普京 that's Putin 15日将在美国阿拉斯加州举行的会晤有25%的几率不成功。All right, so what was all that? We heard America, we heard Trump, we heard Putin, right? 特朗普称普特会, the Putin-Trump meeting has 25... Oh, I won't read it all before we go over the advanced vocabulary. Someone says, I need to know the major word of level 1, 2, 3, 4, all Chinese words. Yeah, so you want pretty much the HSK 1 through 4 vocabulary list. I would just look up HSK 1 through 4 vocabulary list. Can everyone hear me clearly? Can everyone hear me? Is the volume okay? According to my soundboard here, the volume is pretty good. Let me know in the chat if the volume is pretty good. All right, we have 32 votes. We've got 90 people in the chat, only 32 votes. Can we get more votes? All right, what are we learning Chinese for? Is it for business, relationships, adventure, or for some other reason? For some other reason. We have 90 people watching, only 30 votes. Let's get 50 votes, and then I'll release the results of the poll. All right, let's get a few more votes. Why do we want to learn Chinese? Is it for business, relationships, a wild adventure, or for something else? Go ahead and vote in the chat. Okay, some more advanced vocabulary here. Chung, first tone. If you're in a place where you can repeat after me, go ahead and do it. We want to get these sounds through our body. Right? We want our muscle memory to really learn what we're doing. Chung. All right. Then probability. 几率. Third tone, fourth tone. 几率. Probability. Now, anchorage. 安克雷奇. Anchorage, Alaska.阿拉斯加州. Whoa, do you hear that helicopter? 阿拉斯加州. That's Alaska. You can tell they took the pronunciation of Alaska and found words. This is it's kind of like a loan word, right? They found words that sound similar in Chinese and strung those together, and that's Alaska. 阿拉斯加州. And by the way, 州 means state. So pretty much every state, like Oregon, 俄勒冈州, California, 加州, right? With the states, you're going to very, very commonly see that character, 州. Okay. To hold, as in a conference or a meeting, 举行. That's third tone, second tone. 举行. Then 会晤 is a meeting or a conference, and that's kind of an advanced level form of meeting or conference. 会晤. And then president. Okay, let's all learn how to say president in Mandarin Chinese. 总统. 总统. We have 2 third tones. 2 third tones right here. And remember, when we have 2 consecutive third tones, they get pronounced as second tone, third tone. That's for the convenience of the language, right? So again, I was mentioning this before the stream kind of crashed. Rules in Mandarin Chinese are here to help us. They make speaking the language easier. It's not a bunch of arbitrary, crazy rules that we just have to memorize that have no logic in between them, okay? So, for example, with 总统, if we had to pronounce both third tones, we would have to say 总统, 总统. But that's a lot of work. So instead, we say 总统, 总统. Do you feel the difference? Do you hear the difference? 总统. So it's to make our lives easier. Second tone, third tone. All right, can I release the results of the poll? We have 48 votes. 48 votes. Wow. These poll results kind of surprised me. Look at that. Learning Chinese, 47% said other reason. Okay, only 4% said relationships. 16% said business. What's 16% of 48? Well, 10% would be 4.8. So almost, like, let's say 9 people about said business. If you said other in the chat, go ahead, type in the chat why what you're learning Chinese for. What's the other? Scooby says arbitrary, crazy rules. Meanwhile, English doesn't have rules. Well, English has a lot of rules and exceptions, right? Yeah, but it seems like there are no rules. May Mala says, I just love languages. Learning Chinese for earning more. Right. For earning more. You can make yourself more competitive in the job market if you know Mandarin Chinese. Pokemaster says, I'm just curious. A love of language. Well, Chinese can send you down an amazing road. So many amazing things can happen. All of my dreams came true because I learned Mandarin Chinese. I ended up acting in Chinese movies and TV shows. I landed multiple 6-figure jobs because I was the guy in the room who had my skill for media but also spoke Chinese. And I've gotten to work with movie stars on really cool productions because I was the trustworthy source for my skill set and I was able to communicate with the Chinese clients. Let's see, Clara says, I'm learning Chinese because I want to challenge myself doing something and learning hard stuff. That's the way, Clara. This is a cool group of people. This is your group of people, everybody. They're getting up early on a Friday, challenging themselves, wanting to learn really difficult stuff. This is good for the brain and it's good for our lives. All right. Pokemaster says, you're the first person to say my name correctly. How else would they say it? Would they say Pokemaster? Clara says, I've been learning Chinese for 11 months. Whoops, I just put a little dash there. Okay, so let's go back. We're going to read the article and we're going to incorporate the vocabulary we just learned. And by the way, if you're enjoying this, everybody, if you want to learn Mandarin Chinese for whatever purpose, if you said business, adventure, relationships, or other, go to the ChineseDojo.com when you have time, the ChineseDojo.com, and join my waitlist. I will not spam you, I promise. I will not spam you. But I have been working meticulously for over a year to develop a Tones Master program that is going to help people learn Mandarin Chinese much, much faster by making sure tones and pronunciation are perfect. By the end of this program, you will be able to pronounce every single sound in Mandarin Chinese. Any word you encounter, you will have full confidence that you know how to pronounce it. Okay? And it includes videos with theory and practice opportunities. It has listening comprehension tests and quizzes, so you'll listen to audios and test your knowledge. And practice, where you will actually submit your audio recordings and I will grade them. I will grade your tones and pronunciation and make sure that everything is correct. It's perfect for new beginner, perfect for people who are just starting out or just starting out, or who know a little bit of Chinese, or for advanced speakers who are hitting a plateau and realizing their pronunciation isn't that good. I can help you tinker. So much unlike any other Mandarin Chinese program out there. It's not just saying, oh, here's 1,000 videos and good luck. And it's not just clicking words and saying a word and saying congratulations, and it's not like the Duolingo stuff where you don't get human feedback. You're going to get human feedback on everything, on all of your voice memos, and you're going to have essentially an expert guide, right? So it's not just, oh, here's 1,000 videos, take it and do whatever you want with it. It's like hiring a personal trainer for your Mandarin Chinese. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you want a 3 to 5x the speed at which you can learn Mandarin Chinese, I definitely implore you to join the waitlist at thechinesedojo.com. Okay, now we're back to the article. Okay, we are back to the article. Oh, Violet says, really helpful. I'm trying to improve since I'm still in HSK 2. Okay, awesome. So here we go. Follow along and let's see if we can pick out some of the words. 特朗普, Cheng. And remember, what was 特朗普, everybody? What was 特朗普? In the chat, what did that mean? What did 特朗普 mean? Go ahead and type that in the chat. If you were thinking that meant Trump, you are correct. 特朗普. And remember, did I put Cheng? Okay, Cheng was the first advanced vocabulary word. And that's to call or to state something, okay? So what do we have here? We have Trump stating something, 特朗普称普特会. So Trump states that the Putin-Trump meeting 有25%几率不成功, has a 25% chance of not being successful, or in other words, a 25% chance of failing. That's the headline, everybody. All right, we know the headline. 特朗普称普特会有25%几率不成功. Trump states that the Putin-Trump meeting has a 25% chance of failing. Okay, now moving on. 新华社, Xinhua News Agency, says 美国安克雷奇. Okay, so Anchorage, USA, August 14th transmission. And then here in parentheses, it's just the reporters' names, okay? So we didn't cover this in the vocabulary, but 记者means reporter. I actually played a famous reporter in a Chinese feature film. 记者, I played Edgar Snow in 红星照耀中国. 记者, and then they give the reporters' names, which you don't have to memorize. These are names, okay? Gao Shan and Tan Jingjing. Okay. 美国总统特朗普. Those are 3 of our vocabulary words, everybody. Those are 3 of our vocabulary words. So I'm going to make a poll. Let's see. Can I type with... Oh, I can. Okay. Okay, what did... Here, I'm starting a poll, everybody. 总统. What does that mean? 总统. Which one is that? Does that mean president? Does that mean meeting? Or does that mean Trump? 总统. Oh, Annie says, Neo. Yeah, Annie. All right. We got 11 votes. We have 85 people in the chat. Only 11 votes. We have 14 votes. What's going on? Which one does 总统 mean? Which one is 总统? Please share, make a video for major words in Bangladesh. Prono shark. Sorry, could you please rephrase your question? I'm not sure if I fully understand. Okay, we let's get 20 votes if we can. 20 votes. What does 总统 mean? Okay, so if you said, can we get a few more votes? What does 总统 mean? President, Trump, or meeting? President, Trump, or meeting? Okay, if you said president, you are correct. 总统 means president. Okay, Amulia says, can you please tell me as a beginner, where did you learn Chinese? Okay, where did Kenan learn Chinese? Where did Kenan learn Chinese? Let's do a poll on that. Everyone can guess. Let's see. Where did Kenan learn Chinese? Everybody guess. Where did Kenan learn Chinese? Oh, Bogdan says, I like your channel. Okay, where did Kenan learn Chinese? We're going to go on 美国总统特朗普. So American President Trump, 美国总统特朗普14日说. He said, 说 means to say, okay? And 日 is a word for, it means sun or day. So on the 14th, Trump said, what did he say? 他与俄罗斯总统, so he and the Russian president, Putin, on the 15th, in Alaska, 在美国阿拉斯加州举行的会晤. So the meeting that they're going to hold on the 15th has a 25% chance of failing. Hey, we have a lot of new people. So I'm going to give some of the new people a chance to play a game. All right, so, oh wow, okay. So if you said in China as an adult, you are correct. Okay, you are correct. So in fact, maybe I did this poll a little bit incorrectly because I learned a little bit of Chinese in college. I took an intro to Mandarin course in college. I spent a few months as a chemistry student taking an elective with Mandarin as my language, all right? So I took a trip to China with a group of engineering students. I was a chemistry student, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to learn Chinese. And then when I got back to university after the trip, I enrolled in Mandarin 101, right? And I took Mandarin Chinese for a couple terms, but very quickly my chemistry work began to overload me. So I kind of gave up on Mandarin Chinese. I just gave up. Years went by, and I was in Hollywood, and I got a chance to audition for a Chinese feature film. They were looking for a young American actor who could speak Chinese. And I had remembered a few words and phrases from the class I took in college, and I actually landed the role. To me, that was the universe telling me, you need to take Chinese seriously again. Okay, because with just a few words, after years of not practicing, I landed a role in a pretty big movie. And I took that knowledge and I just moved to China. I was like, I'm gonna take this seriously now. I moved to Beijing. I got a one-on-one coach, and I practiced tones and pronunciation every day. I made sure I had a rock-solid foundation of tones and pronunciation. And within a year and a half, I had millions of followers on Chinese social media, and I was on stage performing in a show called That Physics Show and That Chemistry Show, two different shows, doing science experiments all in Chinese for 90 minutes on stage in front of a live studio audience, all right, within a year and a half. So that was pretty wild. Okay. Bogdan says, are you a chemist? Technically, I do have a chemistry degree. I do have a chemistry degree. All right. Then it says 目前俄乌. So 俄乌 is a combination construction taking 俄罗斯, Russia, and 乌克兰, Ukraine, and it's creating this term 俄乌, Russia, Ukraine, 双方, both sides have expressed 均表示不会在领土问题上让步. All right, so presently, both Russia and Ukraine have expressed that regarding the land question, neither side will make concessions. 让步 is a concession. Okay, everyone. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. Okay. Bogdan says, as a chemist, do you have your own theory of what matter is made of? Well, I would probably refer to Einstein's E equals mc squared, right? Where we can at least prove that matter is energy, right? Matter is made of energy. But, if we're in a simulation, then maybe it's a bunch of ones and zeros, and maybe we're just a computer code in some super advanced extraterrestrial program, right? And now that we're on YouTube doing the live, we're just using programs in programs. Who knows? What do you all think? Let me know in the chat. It's a good question. What do you think matter is made of? By the way, chemistry in Chinese is 化学. Okay, so I'm going to read this article one more time. Now that we've gone through it piece by piece and we know what these means, we know what these mean. And so now you can listen to this and see if you, yes, 让步 is to make a concession. 让步 is to make a concession. Okay. 特朗普称普特会有25%几率不成功。新华社美国安克雷奇8月14日电记者高山谭晶晶，美国总统特朗普14日说，他与俄罗斯总统普京15日将在美国阿拉斯加州举行的会晤有25%的几率不成功。目前，俄乌双方均表示不会在领土问题上让步。All right. Boon Kiang says, how do I improve my Mandarin quickly? How to improve Mandarin quickly? Tell me or don't tell me. Here's a poll. If I get enough people to vote in this poll and say, tell me how to improve Mandarin quickly, I will share. I'll share a pretty good method. Okay, that was awesome. We went through some real news. That was essentially breaking news in China. It's very, very recent news, and it's important, right? It's important to know how to discuss current events in the world. You want to be able to know what's going on, how to discuss it, share your opinion, talk amongst your peers, right? That's what it's all about. It's communication. Okay, so we can play a matching game. We can play a matching game to kind of wind down. We just did kind of a labor-intensive article, right? And by the way, congratulations. If you are here and you are learning Mandarin Chinese here with us, I just want to say congratulations. You're making a really smart move. And you can use what I'm saying right now as just a signal in your life that you have chosen to focus on the right thing. Very, very smart choice. Mandarin Chinese can absolutely change your life for the better. Okay, we are playing a matching game now. So, let's see. We have a picture of a few people in front of computers. We see a newspaper. We see a city. We see a group of students or friends or something. We see a map. And then we see a group of people, it looks like, at a festival. All right. Okay. So someone's saying we definitely live in a simulation. Okay, we have 25 votes. One person says, don't tell me how to improve Mandarin quickly. But pretty much everyone else says, tell me how to learn Mandarin quickly. Here are the poll results. So I'm going to have to go with the majority vote on this one. How do we learn Mandarin quickly? Okay. How do we learn Mandarin quickly? You need to, A, be consistent. Okay, so even studying 10 to 15 minutes a day is going to be way better than studying once a week for the same cumulative amount of time, right? So if you do 10 minutes a day, right, 7 days a week, that'd be 70 minutes, it'd be a little over an hour. 10 minutes a day is going to be better for you in the long run than an hour a week. That's number one. Number two, which actually should be number 0, focus on tones and pronunciation at the beginning. I cannot tell you how many people fall into the trap. I cannot tell you how many people fall into the trap of being told and believing that tones don't matter. Tones in Mandarin Chinese absolutely matter. Okay, you're going to hear some native speakers will tell you casually, oh, tones don't matter. We'll know what you mean by context, or we'll be able to guess what you mean. That is only true in very, very low stakes situations where the context is extremely obvious. Like if you're in a store and you're able to literally point to something and be like, I want to buy that thing. And then anyone, right, can read your body language and be like, oh, this desperate person who can't communicate, it looks like they're pointing to the milk. They probably want the milk, right? But so many things in life, when we're communicating, don't have clear context, right? If you're trying to teach someone something, if you're trying to lead a seminar or a business meeting and explain trends or graphs or data, numbers, complicated things, if you're on the phone and people can't see directly what you're pointing to, right? If you have to explain something to someone where the context isn't clear to them, which, by the way, is most things in life, you need to be able to speak clearly and be understood the first time, right? When we have dialogue with people, the goal of conversation is not for the person we're speaking with to guess what we mean. That gets tired and really annoying very, very fast, right? We want to be clearly understood the first time. We want to create a bridge of communication that's easy to cross. We don't want our listener to have to play all these mental gymnastic games to try to guess what we mean. And then on the flip side, if for some reason you are speaking with a clairvoyant individual who can guess everything you mean, does that mean you're going to know what they're talking about? Absolutely not. If you have learned a bunch of incorrect tones, right? If you've memorized all words in Mandarin Chinese incorrectly, let's think about that for a second, then when they say something, you're going to hear something and connect it with the wrong word because you're not going to know what the correct pronunciation of anything is. So, learn tones and pronunciation correctly from the beginning. It's like anything. If you're going to build a house, you want a strong foundation. And so you should learn tones and pronunciation from the absolutely very, very beginning. Absolutely. Let's see. How do I join your Chinese dojo? I did once and it doesn't work. Oh yeah, to learn tones and pronunciation from the very beginning, you guys, you want to join the Chinese Dojo. All right, that is where, if you join the wait list, if you've submitted the form, you are on the wait list. So join the wait list at thechinesedojo.com. I'm finishing up my very first focus group, and I'm about to do a public release. And everyone who is on the wait list is going to get the absolute best offer in the universe. everyone on the wait list is going to get the best offer I can possibly give. Join the waitlist at thechinesedojo.com, and I will help you build the strongest foundation of Mandarin Chinese possible. Okay. Someone says, 谢谢老师. 不客气,不客气. Okay. Someone says, same with every foreign language. Tones and pronunciation, very important. It is a base and fundamental in learning. Otherwise, you'll have difficulties later. Absolutely. But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are told by Chinese people. They'll say, oh, tones don't matter. We don't think about the tones. And it comes from a good place. But that's like saying, as an English speaker, oh, grammar doesn't matter because we don't think about grammar. I don't think about English grammar because it's my native language and it's instinctual, it's innate, it's automatic. For native Chinese speakers, tones are instinctual and automatic. So they don't consciously have to think about the tones because it's their native language. That's the big difference. And Bogdan is right. It is really, really hard to... You're absolutely right, Bogdan. It is so hard to connect your phonetics later. And what I tell people is don't learn Chinese twice. Learning Chinese once is difficult enough. If you don't learn tones and pronunciation correctly from the beginning, you will be learning Chinese twice. And it's more difficult the second time. Sean says, I already joined, but it doesn't let me in the thing. What do you mean, Sean? What do you mean? Sorry about that, Sean. Please tell me what you mean, because if you are on the, you should be on the wait list. If you submitted the form, you should be on the wait list. Okay, everybody. Number one, poll. Which one is? Let's see. We can do a poll on YouTube, I think. Okay, I can try this. B. Can I add an option? C, or let's see, D, D, E. Oh, it's kind of hard to do a poll that quickly. Okay, 节日. Let's see, 节日. Which one is it? 节日. Let's do the poll. Cast your votes, cast your votes. 节日. 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 Nina, is Nina in the chat? Nina, if you are in the chat, please let me know. Nina's a moderator. 节日. Which one is that? If Nina's in the chat, Nina, could you please check the wait list? Sean, can you tell me which email, or I don't want you to be forced to give out your email in the live chat, but did you sign up under the name Sean? Can you tell me that? All right, 节日. Okay, we got 11 votes. 节日. 节日. That's a second tone, fourth tone. Second tone, fourth tone, everybody. I'm going to see if I can open up my form, my Google Drive. Sean says he signed up. Oh, Sean. Yeah, I see your name. I see someone named Sean in there. Do you have a 137 in your email address, Sean? Because I see it. Okay, for those of you who said, let's check the poll. We have a few votes for D and F. And 节日 is F. Congratulations. Okay, yes. That means festival. That means festival. Okay. Okay, we are going to vote on another one now. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to create the poll here. We're creating a poll. Okay, the next one. 留学生. 留学生. Which one is this? Cast your votes. Cast the votes. Liu Xuesheng. Liu Xuesheng. Which one is this, everybody? Liu Xuesheng. We have 4 votes. We have 4 votes. We have 7 votes. You guys, we have 60 people in the room. Why are only 7 people voting? That does not match. Cognitive dissonance here. Okay, Liu Xuesheng. Liu Xuesheng. Liu Xuesheng. Please repeat after me. Every time I'm speaking Chinese or pronouncing these words, take the opportunity, if you're in a place where it's not weird, if you're in a doctor's office lobby or on the subway, maybe if you just start yelling Liu Xuesheng, that might be kind of weird. Sean, I see, yeah, that's interesting. I have, my YouTube dashboard says 65 people are watching, so maybe the data is kind of different in different places. Okay, we have 15 votes. Nonetheless, we have more than 40 people. We have more than the amount of people who voted. Let's get more votes in. If you are in a place where you can repeat after me, go ahead and try. We want these tones, and we want the pronunciation and the tones in our body, in our muscle memory. Kareem says, Ni hao. Ni hao, Kareem, ni hao. Liu Xuesheng. Liu Xuesheng. We're going to end this poll. If you said D, you are correct. You are correct. So, do you know what it means to Liu Xue? Liu Xue. Liu Xue means to study abroad. And Xuesheng is student. So, Liu Xuesheng is a foreign student or a student studying abroad. All right. Boone says, 我要睡了. Boone is going to sleep. Okay, good night. Good night. Okay, what about 接到? 接到. The next one, 接到. Which one is this? What letter is going to go right here? Which one is 接到? 接到. Is that going to be C, A, E, or B? A, C, A, B, C, or E? Which one goes in number 3? Number 3, number 3. Go in number 3. 接到. A, B, C, or E? A, B, C, or E. Please cast your votes. Cast those votes. And if you're enjoying this, everyone, please, I implore you, you gotta join the waitlist at thechinesedojo.com, a platform I've been working on meticulously for over a year. It's going to help people fast track becoming fluent in Mandarin Chinese. I promise not to spam you. I will absolutely only send you anything when it's going to be of super, super value to you. Anyone on that wait list is going to get the best offer in the world. Okay? 接到. 接到. We have 13 votes. 接到. We're going to end the poll. 接到. Oh, can we get 20 votes? We have 57 people watching. We can talk about the tones for a second. 接到. 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 First tone, fourth tone. 接, high, flat, and unchanging. That's the first tone. 接, and then the fourth tone is the falling tone. 到, 接到, 接到. Right? That is the fourth tone. And we can end the poll. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I like your vibe and style. Thank you so much. You know, it is for that exact reason. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Because sometimes if I'm not getting that kind of feedback, it's hard to know if what I'm doing is resonating with people. Because after all, I'm here sitting in my garage looking at a piece of glass at the lens and just hoping that on the other side, people are enjoying what I'm doing here. If aliens are zipping by the earth and they're tuning in, looking at this animal here in their garage, they're gonna be, what the heck is that guy doing in front of this blue screen talking to this cube? But I'm so glad that people are enjoying this. Okay, 接到. What did we have? 47% said C, and the majority is correct. 接到 means street. 接到 means street. And a stratagem. I really appreciate that donation, by the way. Like, honestly, you made my day. I'm going to be very, very happy all day, because I got that feedback. I was cracking some jokes about, me sitting in the garage, but to be honest, like, I really feel passionate about Mandarin Chinese helping people achieve their dreams, and I'm trying to find the right way of getting more people on board with that, and helping people unlock their potential by reaching such an incredibly large, vivacious market. All right, so really, really appreciate that. Let's see. I like how you speak the meaning in English and also Chinese. Most people in my country don't do that. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's look at what's next. Let's see. We have 3 left, everyone. We've already got F, D, and C. So we have A, B, and E left. So, what is 世界? 世界. What is 世界? Oh, thanks, Bogdan. Thanks. What is 世界? 世界. We have 3 votes. We've got almost 70 people here. We only have 6 votes. Let's get to 20 votes. Don't be shy. Don't be shy to cast your vote. 世界. Which one of these is 世界? And remember, 世界. Which tones are that? 世界. 世界. That's 2 fourth tones. 2 falling tones. 世界. Which one is that? I'm going to try to get my circles. I've really dirtied up this page now, haven't I? 世界. Please cast your votes. Cast your votes. 世界. And repeat after me. 世界. 世界. We have 13 votes. Bruce says, is it possible to include the characters in the polls? It is. I could type those out. I try to type these polls really, really quickly. It might take me a little extra time. Okay. 53% said E, and the 53% is correct. 世界 means the world. 世界 is the world, everybody. Great. The world. So we see the map of the world. So that's 世界. 世界. On the answer, can you also put... Yeah, I could do my best to type out the Chinese characters as well. Yes. 上网. Okay, we're going to do one more here. 上网. So now it's going to be basically 50-50, right? Okay, so 上网. So now we're going to do one last poll here. Shenmi says, I want to answer the poll, but I don't see any answers. If you click in, does it kind of open up? If you click in, but does it open up? So now we have 上网. 上网. Okay, we got 9 votes. We have 65 viewers. Okay, Shang, Shang Wang, Shang Wang. Fourth tone, third tone, Shang Wang. If I say the tones, right, if we know that we're going to listen for a falling tone and then a falling rising tone, does that help you pick out the tones? Shang Wang, Shang Wang. We have 14 votes. Can we get to 20 votes? Shang Wang. Which one is it? Is it this one here? Or is it this one here? We have, is it A, B, or help? Is it A, B, or help? I don't know. What do we got? No problem, Bruce. Kenan, how good is your math? Boone says, Kenan, how good is your math? Boone, give me a math problem. Let's see. Let's find out. Boone, you want to give me a math problem? Sean says, who would answer help? Oh, it's kind of like a joke answer, I guess. It's like if I don't know. You know, it's like a different way of saying I don't know. I just thought I would put a little cheeky way of saying I don't know. We got 17 votes. Shang Wang, fourth tone, third tone. Shang Wang. Shang Wang. All right, 19 votes. We're almost there. Can we get a final vote? Don't be afraid to cast your votes, everybody. Shang Wang. Shang Wang. Which one is it? Is it A or B? Okay, we're going to end the poll. Let's drum roll, please. We have 64% said A, and a couple people crying for help say, I don't know, help. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, the majority is correct in this case. Shang Wang means to get online, all right? To get on the internet. And so we see a picture of a few people on their computers online. All right, so to get online, that is A. Everybody did a fantastic job in the matching game. If I click back enough, do I clear the screen here? All right. Kenan, what is 56% of 25? Okay. Well, it's actually 25% of 56, isn't it? Should be 14. You can flip those around. Commutative property of multiplication. 14 times 4 is 56. This was fun, but I must go now. Goodbye, everyone. Roar. Take care. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for being here, Roar. You guys, it's 8:20. I also have to go. Unfortunately. But this has been incredible, you guys. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you also for the donation. Someone gave a very Stratagem gave a donation, and I'm going to think about that all day. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You can support the channel just by liking and subscribing. Everybody, thank you so much. It's going to help the channel tremendously. I'm going to reach more people. We're going to help more people learn Mandarin Chinese. Katsotoria says, was he right though? Yes. I would stake my life on it. I was correct. Kareem says, Kenan, how did you learn Chinese? Where did you learn from? I started by making sure my tones and pronunciation were rock solid. Okay, I got a one-on-one tutor so that I could get feedback every day, and I made sure to learn tones and pronunciation. And then through memorizing scripts and screenplays and lines, I learned relatively quickly. Sean, I can see you in the waitlist. If you want to learn Mandarin Chinese, please go to the ChineseDojo.com, okay, and join the waitlist. It's an incredible program I've been working on for more than a year. I'll just show you really quickly, you guys. When you log into the Tones Master, okay, and see all of the stuff that's there. I need to get my phone onto Wi-Fi here. What app do you recommend to use for free? There are a bunch of free resources out there. Let's see. You have some of the most funny video shorts. Love them. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so this, by the way, is an application. It's a platform designed by me and my team. Okay, we've been working on this for over a year. It includes videos, quizzes that test your listening skills, and practice where you get real human feedback. So you can learn the way I did, real human feedback on your tones and pronunciation. So for instance, in the listening skills section, right, you're gonna listen to audios from native Chinese speakers and choose which answer. So this says like, listen to the audio, which syllable do you hear that has the final all, right?
婆波摩来
And then you would choose the right answer. And then in the practice section, and this is huge, this is what really differentiates the program I've created here and any other program. You are going to read syllables. You're going to listen to audios, repeat, and then record your own version.
乐乐默默磨磨
Right? And then I would record my own version. 乐乐默默磨磨 You see, then this appears here.
乐乐默默磨磨
Then that gets sent to me, and I listen, and I grade the homework. Okay? I grade the homework. So everyone is going to get their tones and pronunciation graded by experts, by professionals, and you're going to make sure that by the end of the course, you can pronounce every single sound in Mandarin Chinese. That is at thechinesedojo.com. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining this live stream. Sorry for that hiccup. By the way, yeah, I did purchase an Ethernet cable so that I could directly plug into the router. It wasn't a Wi-Fi problem. I don't know what it was. I'm tinkering with the technology here. Thank you so much for your patience. If you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed reading some breaking news, learning some new vocabulary, working on tones and pronunciation, hanging out with an awesome, stellar community of people who are trying to better their lives and work on a skill that helps their brain, helps their profession, helps them have a much cooler adventure of life, that is this community. So stay connected and be sure to hit the notification bell on YouTube so you're notified when I'm going to do the live streams. Subscribe and check in, and I hope to see you in the next one, everyone. So 谢谢大家，谢谢你来参与我的直播，跟我学习中文和中文的声调和发音. Thank you so much for being here with my live stream and studying Chinese tones and pronunciation with me. 我非常期待下次见. I'm really looking forward to seeing you next time. So wherever you are in the world, thank you so much. Make sure you join that waitlist at thechinesedojo.com, and I will see you all next time. 下次见. 谢谢大家. 再见. Bye bye.